I use social media, but I wouldn't consider myself as too much of a social media person. Like pretty much all of you, I browse my news feed when I'm bored. My news feed is pretty normal, I guess. There are posts about rock bands from the 90s, there are memes about college life, there are pictures of food that look so delicious, and there are news about Marvel movies and Marvel shows. Today, I would like to talk about the social media posts in my news feed that are related to Marvel. To be more specific, I'd like to talk about the social media pages related to Marvel, which contain fan posters of Marvel movies or Marvel shows. I just want to tell everyone that I love those fan posters. I see so many of them every day, and I just love looking at them when I'm bored and on my news feed. I'll even admit that I like the amateur ones. What I'm about to say next is not really the main point in this video, but yeah. Support the amateur artists, amateur musicians, amateur writers, etc. Cheer for them until they get really good. I think that it's when you're an amateur that you start pondering about whether you still want to move forward with your craft or not, because you're pretty unsure if you'll ever get better. Cheer for the amateurs because it would probably brighten their day once they know that there is someone or there are people that are rooting for them. And to the amateurs out there, even if you feel that no one is rooting for you, continue working on your craft. To continue working is the only way you'll get to where you want to be. Anyway, back to the actual topic of this journal entry. I love those fan posters of Marvel movies and Marvel shows on social media. Some of them are fan posters related to Marvel movies or Marvel shows that already exist, and some are fan posters related to Marvel movies or Marvel shows that people wish existed. You could really see how the fans want these Marvel stuff to be. You'll be seeing their dream Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think there are also stuff like this for DC films, but I haven't seen many. Well, there is one post I remember related to DC, but it was actually about people imagining the Justice League cast as the Avengers. You heard it right. There is a fan art of Henry Cavill as Captain America, Ben Affleck as Iron Man, Gal Gadot as Black Widow, and Jason Momoa as Thor. And I'm not gonna lie, those guys look pretty good as the Avengers. I will be attaching a picture of it here so that you could see it. Jason Momoa as Thor looks good, and I'm sure you all would agree. Jason Momoa could probably even nail the part of Thor if he ever got it. Gal Gadot looks almost perfect as Black Widow in the picture, and I'm sure she could also nail the role. To add to that, Gal Gadot already has that Israeli accent which she could probably turn into Russian by changing her voice a little. Ben Affleck looks a lot like comic book Tony Stark in this fan art, however he probably won't be able to carry the role like Robert Downey Jr. There is literally no one else who could play Tony Stark as perfectly as Robert Downey Jr. Lastly, we have Henry Cavill as Captain America, which I really wasn't a fan of too much. Henry Cavill is a great actor, but he just looks too much like Superman to be playing Captain America, even if you make his hair blonde. I'm sure though that Henry Cavill could act well as Captain America. Well, Superman and Captain America are pretty similar when it comes to their attitude, I guess, so maybe that's why I can see Henry Cavill playing Captain America in a way. Maybe Henry Cavill would just have to wear the helmet most of the time and it would look good. If he wanted, I guess Henry Cavill could voice Captain America in cartoons and video games. That honestly seems more fitting. Anyway, these fan posters or fan art are just so much fun to look at. I honestly wish I could edit pictures like these artists. If I could, I'd probably be making a lot of these fan posters too. Well, we all have our skills, and mine is just not in visual arts. I could be talking more about these fan posters, but I think I just want to look at more of them now. What are you waiting for? Get off this video and start checking out those fun fan posters on social media. Look for the one where Red Hulk is part of the Thunderbolts movie, or look for the one where Adam Driver is cast as Doctor Doom. There are so many awesome fan posters to look at out there, you just wouldn't run out of it. I sometimes feel like I have more fun just looking at these posters, rather than actually watching most of the Marvel stuff that exists today. So before I go and look at more of these posters, I'd like to ask you, what's the best superhero fan poster that you've seen on social media?